Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Not too much sun today, a little bit, but we've had some beautiful weather the last few days. Don't need anything particular for your practice, just yourself and your mat, and just choose whether you would like to stay seated or come to lie down to begin. So just choose whatever feels right for you this morning. And as we usually do to commence our practice, we'll sigh the breath away 2 or 3 times, perhaps making an audible sighing sound as you just let go of all the activities of the morning, of last night, yesterday, the weekend. You might like to tense the body as tightly as you can. And then let all of that tension go as you exhale. Just do this 2 or 3 times if it feels good. So, whatever helps you to let go of the past and bring your full attention to the here and now, to this present moment, not worrying about what's happening for the rest of the day, but dwelling in this place between no longer and not yet. So sitting or lying comfortably with enough warmth so you're not feeling cold. Letting go, letting go, letting go. And also taking a moment to acknowledge that we are connecting here together as a group, energetically. You might like to take a moment to acknowledge each member in our group, or just to send a smile into the collective. We've been practicing together now for many years. And then beginning to turn your attention inward. And just notice what's going on inside of you. Note how you are feeling and what you have brought with you to the mat this morning. What does your body have to tell you this morning? What does your breath have to tell you? And what message does your heart have for you? You might like to say to yourselves, I love you and I am listening. I love you and I am listening. Lightly meet whatever appears, touching it with your warm, curious attention without needing to change or understand what you notice. Acknowledging to yourself that this attention you offer yourself is love itself. I love you and I am listening. Rejecting no part of your current experience. Welcoming all, accepting all. The wonderful teacher, Mary O'Malley, says, loving yourself happens when life puts you in situations that brings up the parts of you that you don't like, and you're willing to bring those parts into your heart. We want these uncomfortable parts to go away. We do everything we can to numb or bury those parts. This creates war inside of us. And I believe this is the reason there is so much pain and suffering on the planet. So the focus for our practice this morning is love, welcoming all, accepting all, rejecting no part of our current experience, acknowledging that it's the ego that judges and criticizes and compares and condemns and thinks that we're not good enough or someone else isn't good enough, or thinks that we are unworthy or of no value. Another teacher I've been turning to lately is the spiritual teacher John Randolph Price. I've been reading his book at the moment, Living a Life of Joy. In this book, he says, love is the essence of my being. Love is the essence of my being. I go forth now to live in love, with love, as love. And this, as I quiet myself and look within, I see and feel infinite love. The vibration is warm and soothing, and I have a sense of being lifted up, up, up into the heart of eternal love. Love, I am told by the gentle voice from within, is what I am. What I was seeking, I am. And the voice speaks of my true nature, totally loved and loving. So as we practice together this morning, you might like to allow these ideas to percolate through your being and just see what comes to you. So let's start to deepen the breath now and just bring a little bit of movement into the fingers and toes. And we're actually going to come to stand this morning to start our practice, but there's no hurry. So just when you feel ready, if you're lying down, you might have a bit of a stretch first, and then you can just roll to one side and slowly come up. If you're seated, just go very slowly, very gently, and I'll come back to meet you on my mat. So coming into Tadasana, but no hurry. you're already here, you might like to just rock back and forth on your feet, heel to toe. I like to just make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Inner arches of the feet are lifted. So I like to remember when I'm in mountain pose that ideally we want the weight coming down evenly through three points on each foot, the sole of the foot. So the ball of the big toe, the ball of the little toe, and the center of the heel. So it's like a sort of a triangle shape. So ideally the weight distributed evenly between these 3 points on the sole of each foot. Toes are spread, shoulders are drawing back and down, palms are soft and empty, just facing forward for a moment. The skin of the face is soft and relaxed. You might have a gentle smile on your lips. So feeling the support of gravity beneath us. We can feel the support of Mother Earth, but at the same time, there's a lengthening and a lightness up through the crown of the head. And so there's that invisible cord connecting us with the heavens. So there's a balance of heaven and earth. We are a combination of those two energies. Good. All right. So we're going to just begin this morning with a practice. Some of you will have done this with me before, but we haven't done it too often. So feel free to look if you can't remember or you're not familiar with this. Hands can be actually resting on the lower abdomen or just slightly away from the body. And we're just going to, you can work at your own pace, but I'll do it slowly to begin. Bring the hands up as we inhale to the crown of the head, and then as we exhale down the sides of the body. So hands are on the body or just slightly away from the body. Inhale and then exhale. So you can keep this really slow, or you might like to speed it up. You might like to be doing something like this, really quite vigorous. Just see what feels, what resonates with you this morning. Good. Just a few more. Good. And then we're going to bring one hand to the lower abdomen, the other hand to the lower back, and we're just going to start to rub quite vigorously, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Might have a little bend, a softening in the legs and the knees, so the knees aren't locked here. Feeling that beautiful connection with Mother Earth beneath you. Good, and then we're going to change just under the armpits, so the side rib cage area, and again, same thing, rubbing quite vigorously. And then just releasing one hand back to the lower abdomen, the other hand on the crown of the head. So lower abdomen, crown of the head, eyes can be open or closed, and just notice what's going on inside. So again, there's a softening in the legs, not locking the knees in here, and breathing. Good. And release your arms down. So we've still got that little bend in our legs, and we're going to go straight into our bouncing now. So bouncing up and down, up and down, up and down. Might shake the fingers, shake the arms, exaggerate the shrugging of the shoulders, flick the fingers, and if you like, blowing the breath out through the mouth. So again, whatever helps you to lighten your load, let go. Let go of worries, burdens, concerns, frustration. Visualize this gunk, all these clouds, this fog, drain down through the body into the earth. So you're imagining letting go of any thought that you are not love itself, or that you are not lovable, that we are not lovable, or not loving anything, any thought. Let that go. Might even imagine it as like a grey smoke, or a dark, murky colour, or a cloud, or fog. Drop it into the earth. Like a snake shedding its skin. Drop that coat, drop that armour, drop that layer. Perhaps it's there for protection. We may feel that we don't need it now. Good. And then just start to slow that movement down, and we're going to go straight into our tapping. So come down to the top of the right foot and just start to tap all over the foot, the ankle, the shin in the calf, the knee, your thigh, all around the thigh. And your right hip, buttock, lower back, abdomen, rib cage, and the chest, just with fingertips if you've had a bit of congestion in the lungs lately, or a cough or a cold. Otherwise, we can be quite firm. Shoulder, upper back, neck, jaw, cheek, ear, forehead, top of the head, side of the head, back of the head. And then we'll swap over to the forehead, the ear, the cheek, the jaw, the neck, upper back, shoulder, armpit, and all the way down the arm to your hand and fingers. I think we forgot the other arm, didn't we? If you did, do that arm as well, 2 arms together. Good, and then chest on the left side, perhaps slightly with fingertips if needed. Rib cage area under the armpit. Abdomen, hip, buttock, lower back, down the thigh, your knee, calf and chin, and top of the foot. Good. Coming up, so still doing some energizing practices. Let's work with Kati Chakrasana. So I've got lovely twisting movement. Let the arms be free and floppy. Swinging the arms, turning to look over each shoulder as the arms swing. And taking the arms up to shoulder height. And above the head, stretching up. And back to shoulder height. And back around the waist. Bringing the head back to center, letting the arms slow down. Deep breath in. Sideways. Good. And coming back into Tadasana. So again, thinking of those 3 points of each foot, the weight evenly distributed between those 3 points. Just bringing the fingertips now to the chest, and we're just going to do a little bit more tapping around our spiritual heart center, very much our focus this morning. Tapping, breathing. And see if you can begin to visualize a bright, shining light or a dot of light, point of light in your spiritual heart center. I'm just going to rest one hand on top of the other over the heart center and begin to breathe into this space. Breathe into the light. So feeling, knowing that our breath is fuel for this light. Light and love being one. Breathing into this light, this love. Concentrated in our spiritual heart centers. Soft face, relaxed mouth. Let's work with a little bit of humming now. We'll do 5 of these. So as we inhale, taking the arms out to the side, humming back to the heart. 4 more of these, breathing in. Last one. So we're going to work with just a little meditation now, a standing meditation, with a feeling of great love now in your heart. I invite you to imagine beaming the light in your heart up through the center of you, right up through the crown of the head and up above you into the sky. A great beam of light flowing from your heart space up above the head. And then as you exhale, just circle that light around your whole body in a clockwise direction. Again, breathe in. And as you breathe out, circle that light above the crown of the head around your whole being in a clockwise direction. And we'll do this once more, breathing in and then circling the light around your whole being in a clockwise direction. And then come back to your heart, breathing into your heart. Perhaps a gentle smile on your lips. And then release the arms down. If the eyes are closed, blink the eyes open. And as we inhale, let's raise the arms up. We're going to hold on to the right wrist. And as we exhale, lean over to the left side. Back to center, change the grip, and over to the right side. Breathe in and lower the arms. Let's do 2 more of these. Breathing in. Over to the left. Inhale. To the right. Last one. Good. When you finish, we'll turn the palms forward. And this time, as we breathe in, we're bringing the arms up in front and blowing the breath out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in. Keep going in your own time, with your own breath. Finish the one you're on. We'll do 3 more. Good. And moving now into our beautiful flowing bird. So this time, again, the arms are coming up in front, but the fronts of the hands are facing up. Might have a little tiny back bend, or you might look up if that's okay for the neck. And then as we exhale, bending the legs. Legs can stay bent, arms come up behind. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale. Again, at your own pace, you might keep it really slow this morning, or you might speed it up. See what resonates with you this morning. Listening to your body, your breath, your heart, being guided from within. Finish the one you're on and then work with 3 more. And when you work with this last one, coming into the forward fold, we're going to stay there, let the arms come down to the mat, and make our way into down face dog pose. If this isn't a great position for you this morning, you might come down onto all fours and have a resting child pose, or work with a few rounds of cat. Otherwise, holding dog. You might sigh the breath out through the mouth, make a few yes or no movements with your head. Make sure the neck is relaxed. Breathing, fingers spread wide, middle fingers pointing straight ahead. So if you're happy here, perhaps a few more breaths, but whenever you've had enough, you just come down onto your knees and rest in child. Your favourite version of child, perhaps making fists with the hands. Big toes touching, knees are wide apart. And then let's take the arms up above the head. Sorry, or forward. They are above the head, but they're forward, not above, really. All right. And from here, as we inhale, we're going to come up onto all fours and imagine we're breathing in a stream of love. So the breath is love itself. And as we exhale and come back into child, we exhale again, anything standing in the way of us knowing that we are love and that we are lovable and that we are loving. So it might be a feeling of unworthiness or not good enough or shame. So we breathe in. The breath is love. Breath as love. And breathing out. Not good enough. Inhaling. Rounding the back and exhaling. Keep going. Long, smooth inhalation. And long, smooth exhalation. Finish the one you're on and work with 3 more. And when you finish those 3, either resting in child or again inhale, come up onto all fours, tuck your toes, Now we're moving into down face dog pose. Now we're going to have a little bit of a lateral stretch here. So just take the feet a little bit wider and then turn your feet to the left. So hopefully feeling a lovely stretch down that left side of the torso, just holding it there for a few breaths. And then swiveling the feet the other way, 3 breaths. And then coming back to center, you might stay another few breaths, but again, when it's time, you lower the knees down and come into child pose. This time the option of either resting in child pose or coming onto the crown of the head, fingers interlaced and arms lifting up and over the head. When you've had enough, just release the hands, come back down into child pose for a couple of breaths. And coming up once again onto all fours. So this time we're going to have our knees together. Wrists are still under the shoulders, fingers spread wide. We're going to lift the shins and feet off the floor. And we're going to swivel. So we turn to look over one shoulder and we look back to see if we can see our feet. And then we come back to center and we swivel the opposite way. Now you can keep this really slow, or again, you might choose to speed this up. See what feels good. Stretching through the sides of the body, but also a bit of a stretch for the neck. Good. Just do one more to each side, but make sure you work evenly. And back to center. Lowering the shins, lowering the feet. Now this next one, we're going to see if we can lift our knees and shins off the floor and hold. So you might just stay for a breath and then lower down. But some of you might be able to actually hover there. So the shins are just off the floor, knees just off the floor. We're breathing, pressing down into the palms, the fingers of the hands. You might hold for, 5, 6 breaths or not. And you might have a couple of those. You might rest down and then lift up again. Breathe. Try applying Mula Bandha here. So squeezing the perineum to draw the energy, contain the energy. When you've had enough, just release. And again, let's make our way back into child pose just to rest for 2 or 3 breaths. Good. And let's come up once again onto all fours, knees together. So we're going to take our lateral stretch a little bit further now with gate pose, Parigasana. So feel free to watch, but I think you're all familiar with this one. As we breathe in, we're going to turn to the left. So we extend the left leg long and raise the left arm up. Any shoulder issues, you may just have the hand on the hip instead. Looking forward or up, if that's okay for your neck. As we exhale, we come back to all fours. Nice and slowly, and then turning to the right, breathing in and breathing out. Inhale. To the right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's do two more. We'll hold the last one. Exhale. Turning to the right. This is our last one. We're going to stay. We're going to hold. So either hand on your hip or extending the arm up. Those of you who like to take this further, turn that top arm and extend the arm over your head. And if you would like to try lifting the left leg up, flexing the foot, and breathe. Keep the face soft. Perhaps a gentle smile on your lips. And then carefully lower the foot, lower the arm, come back to all fours. Maybe catch your breath, take a breath here. And then inhale, turn to the right. So option to turn the arm, extend the arm over your head, and option to lift the right leg up, flexing the foot, pushing out through the heel, endeavouring to open the back of the knee. You're looking forward or down or up if you've got your balance. Stretching out into those right fingertips and breathe in. And carefully lower the foot, release that arm down, and just slide your fingers back towards you as you come to kneel, either down here or up here, if this is better for you. Shoulders relaxed. Just take a breath or two. Breath traveling into our heart center as fuel for our internal light, our internal love. Remembering those beautiful words of John Randolph Price, love is the essence of my being. What a beautiful affirmation. Love is the essence of my being. We're going to work with a few rounds of a kneeling salute, adding our full prostration and star lift this morning. So when you're ready, inhale, raise the arms up, and exhale. Breathing into cat, tuck your toes, down face dog pose. Lowering the knees back down into extended child. Sliding along the floor, come to lie down fully outstretched and rest here for a breath. Arms and legs wide apart, lifting up And lower, hands back alongside your chest. Inhale, bend the legs, come back into child. Breathe in, coming all the way up, palms together. And exhale, and just rest here for one breath. And again, inhale. Exhale. Breathe into cat. Breathe out, down face dog pose. Breathe in, lowering the knees. And exhale. Coming to lie down. This time we're going to stay here for 2 resting breaths. And we're going to lift for 2 breaths. So we're now star lift and staying for 2 breaths. And then lowering down, hands back alongside your chest, elbows tucked in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. And again, resting for 2 breaths. Last one. Coming to lie down, and this time we're staying for 3 breaths. Completely letting go. Arms and legs wide apart, and staying for up to 3 breaths here in our beautiful star lift. When you finish, hands alongside your chest, breathe in, lift, push back. Inhale, come all the way up, palms together, and exhale, and resting here for 3 breaths. Release. All right, we're going to sit either cross-legged or with the legs in a diamond shape. I'm going to grab a cushion to sit on. You don't have to, or you might sit on a folded blanket. So sitting, if we can, cross-legged or like this. We're going to work with wheeling the body. So hands rest lightly on our knees, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Again, imagining there's that invisible cord connecting us to the heavens. We have the support of Mother Earth beneath us. We are a combination of those 2 energies. And when you feel ready, let's start to circle around. Eyes can be open or closed. While we're circling, I'd like to come back to the humming into the heart. Just making your way back to centre. If the legs are crossed, change the cross of the legs, and then we're going to circle in the opposite direction. And then we're slowly making our way back to centre. Deep breath in, sigh it away. This. All right. So we're going to just have the legs in front now. So feet are hip distance apart, hands behind, and just working with a little bit of a bit more of a twisting movement. So we'll breathe in. We're trying not to concave the chest like this, so as much as possible. The heart is moving forward. Breathe in, and then we're lowering the knees to one side and looking over the opposite shoulder. So inhale, centre, exhale, opposite way. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Let's do a couple more to each side. Again, make sure that you work evenly to both sides. And when you finish, come back to centre and just release the arms forward. If you like, you can make a few circles with your hands working into the wrists. And reversing. Good. All right, a little flowing movement now. Couple of options. As it starts with a back bend and then we're going to move into a forward fold. So the first option is to take the hands behind, fingers turned away, feet at hip width, and lifting up into table. So you might just be here, breathe in, or coming up a bit higher, breathe out, we lower. And then legs are straight. Inhale, raise the arms up. And exhale, forward. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, bend the legs, and we start again. Those of you who want something a little bit stronger, legs are straight. We're going to Purvottanasana. Fingers are pointing towards the body, and we lift the body up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And coming forward. So we'll just do 3 of these, 3 more if you've already done one. So choose either table or Purvottanasana. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower. Breathe in. Long, tall spine and breathe. Inhale, so number 2. Exhale. So Purvottanasana or table. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe. Inhale. And exhale. So last one. This time we're going to stay in our forward fold for a few extra breaths. So coming forward and just staying here, continuing to breathe. Inhale, raising the arms, palms together, and bring the hands down to your heart and take a breath. Release the hands, and we're going to come now to lie down. Just have a little rest for a moment. Just note what's going on inside without attaching a judgment. So I thought we'd have a go this morning at Matsayasana fish without using any props underneath us. So feel free to have a look. We're just going to bring the legs together. So the feet are flexed, roll from one side. So I take one arm underneath and then roll to the other side, the other arm underneath. Now already, if I try and squeeze my elbows a bit closer, you can hopefully see that I'm already in a bit of a back bend, just like this. You may just prefer to stay here this morning, especially if there's any neck issues. Those of you who'd like to go further, we're going to inhale, lift the head. So you can either have the back of the head like this, or if you know your neck is really okay, you might come up higher and the head is dangling in the air. So feet stay flexed, the legs are active, and we're breathing into the heart. Imagining there's a cord connected to our sternum bone now, lifting us up towards the heavens. Breathing in, connecting with our love, our light in the heart space. We're only going to do this once, so stay as long as you feel comfortable. And when you've had enough, you'll lower down and just bring the knees in and rock gently from side to side. So if you're now down and you're rocking, let's cross the legs now, the ankles, a hand on each knee, and just make some little circles on the floor with the lower back. Cross the legs the other way, circling the opposite direction. And come back to center. So just have the feet stepped up close to the buttocks, feet hip distance apart. Feel that your head, neck and spine are in a straight line. And then let's bring the arms out to shoulder height, palms up or down, whatever feels best for your shoulders. Just going to work now with a gentle twist. So let's breathe in. And then lower the knees over to the left side as we breathe out. Head may turn to the right. Breathe, us knees back to center, head to center. And breathe out, knees over to the right, head may turn to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep going. Work with your own breath. Inhaling a stream of light, of love into the heart center, and exhale. And the next time your knees come over to the left side, we're going to hold the twist. And if you like, lift the left foot up and place it on the outer edge of the right knee. Just relax your shoulders. So head may be turned to the right, softening the face, the mouth. And breathe. Good. Release the left foot down. Make your way back to center. Breathe in. And then knees over to the right side. Head may turn to the left and right foot may rest on the outer edge of the left knee. Again, softening the shoulders, the face, the mouth. And breathe. Release the right foot down. Slowly come back to center. Give yourselves a hug and a squeeze. You might even lift the head up towards your knees and then slide your legs out along the mat, perhaps giving them a shake. Inhale, let's extend the arms up overhead. You might interlock your thumbs, wriggle and stretch from side to side, and lower the arms down. We'll do 2 more of these. Breathing in. And breathing out. Last one. So we're going to move now into Shavasana, relaxation. If you want to pop socks on, cover yourselves with a blanket, any props, any support you need. And you might like to begin, as we did this morning, by tensing the body as tightly as you can. And then let all tension go. And just do this 3 times before you let go and just let yourself sink down into Mother Earth. So just take your time setting yourself up, releasing any remaining tension, stress from body. Then giving yourself permission to rest, to feel very heavy and warm, sinking into the support of Mother Earth. You might sigh the breath away 2 or 3 times. Dropping deep, deep into the earth. Letting go. Letting go. Letting go. I'd like to share with you another beautiful passage from John Randolph Price. We breathe love. Our bodies are sustained by love, and our life force is pure love. Its permanent home is within each one of us. We are eternally the fire and flame of divine love burning brightly. We breathe love. Our bodies are sustained by love, and our life force is pure love. Its permanent home is within each one of us. We are eternally the fire and flame of divine love burning brightly. And then very, very gently start to bring your awareness back into your room, into your physical body. You might like to rest a hand over your heart and breathe into this space. You might like to say to yourselves a few times, I go forth now to live in love, with love, as love. I go forth now to live in love, with love, as love. When you feel ready, just gently rolling over to one side and coming up to sit. Let's take our arms out to the side and breathing in, raise the arms up. And breathe out, bring your hands down to your heart, bowing the head towards your heart. Namaste. Thank you. Lots of love to you all. Enjoy the rest of this day and hope to see you again, if not sooner, in a fortnight. Bye.